Hello everybody and welcome to New Vibes Only. My name is Garethos and today we're playing Rites of Accord. This is one of a series of videos I'm going to be making about the different factions that you can play in the game. You actually can play a number of different factions, and the developer of the game has given me a code for a few of our lucky viewers today to get an unlock of the new faction for free, and I'm going to show you that faction today. So if you want to grab one of those, please just comment down below, and the first couple of commenters will be given that free code to unlock this force. At the moment, you can't play with all of them. The game itself is free at the moment, and you can join the Discord here to find out more about it, and you can obviously do the tutorials and training, and the arena is where you can play PvP. It's very easy to get matches. If you want to go into Discord, you can organize matches with people that are like a bit of a lower level, or easier, because they'll use an MMR system, so you will get ranked, matched against higher level opponents in the beginning. So the different things that you can do at the moment in the game, it's currently in beta, and you can go into the arena here and play against others, but it's much easier to get a game if you go on the Discord and see who's online and ask them to play, and they can help you. We're going to just turn on the sound. I had the sound off for the moment. You can adjust the sound down here, the music and everything. What we want to do today is show you one of the factions. You can see I've got my forces here, but we're going to create a new force, and we're going to look at the one today is going to be the Glacial Chorus. So you can see these guys banded together, and they carve shelters and resonance halls into the ice and stone, where the cold preserves their food and materials. Really, really cool. I love the lore about the factions, and each one has a separate ability. So the primary faction ability of the Glacial Chorus is called the Choir, and this gives them a choir when 2 or more other friendly units are 2 tiles distance from it. So anything within 2 tiles, then it makes a choir. And the choir is itself, that unit, plus those distance 2 partners. Okay, so you need to have 2 other units that are close to it. And then when a unit with a choir would take damage, each damage event is redirected to the highest health member of the choir. So you can put a really tanky unit with some other, smaller units, and it can protect them. All the damage will go to the biggest member, the biggest health member. Ties go to the lowest resolve, and then to the seeded random roll. So a target unit can absorb its own damage if it is the highest health unit. They also create frost tiles. Some Glacial Chorus abilities create frost tiles, which give non-Glacial Chorus units -1 movement, so that's a ballast for your opponents. Now, as we know, when you select a faction, you get to choose a sub-faction or 3, and we're going to go through them today. So the first one, the Inevitable Choir, is the traditional Glacial Chorus sub-faction. They have the oldest formation disciplines, and they try and make their choirs work very well. They move as 1, stand as 1, and the enemies spend themselves against them like a bulwark. You can see they've got their choir going there. They get 2 abilities. The first one is Unison. When an Inevitable Choir unit has its own choir, it gains 1 durability. And Frozen Verdict, this is a passive ability, so it's always active. When an enemy's attack sequence against this unit scores 1 or more critical failures to pierce versus an Inevitable Choir unit, you create a frost tile on each hex the attacker currently occupies. If the attacker is already standing on a frost tile when it triggers, you deal 1 damage to the attacker. So this is really good for tanking. Alright, the Shattered Silence. These are Radical Sub-faction. They learn that discordant note struck precisely costs an enemy more than a clean blow. Alright, so let's look at their ones. Dissonant Strike is their passive. When a Shattered Silence unit attack deals damage to an enemy, that enemy becomes discordant, suffering -1 resonance to a maximum of 0 for 2 turns. Resonance is one of the things that you get in the game. Outflank. This uses 1 essence. Once per phase, 1 non-heavy Shattered Silence unit that has not yet moved this turn may remove itself from the board and redeploy to any unoccupied hex that is within 3 tiles of the board edge, and more than 8 tiles for every enemy unit. Using Outflank consumes that unit's movement for the turn, may be used while engaged. You can take a unit that is currently engaged in a bad fight and move him somewhere else. Very strong. It does cost 1 essence. I feel like this is a very strong ability. The Pale Accord is the last one, the most mystical of the chorus sub-factions. The Pale Accord tunes its chants to the frequency of fear. Their presence alone drains resolve from everything nearby. Their weapons bite deeper when people are flagging in their morale, and we'll check their abilities here. The Pall of Dread is their passive. Enemy units within 3 tiles of any Pale Accord unit suffer -2 resolve, the minimum being 0. And Dominant Tone is another passive, so they have 2 passives. Pale Accord's units' weapon attacks and any ability that uses the armor piercing combat step gain bonus piercing based on the target's resolve. Against a target with less resolve than the attacker, +1 piercing, and against a target with half or less than the attacker's resolve, +2 piercing. So piercing is what gets through armor, and the more you play, the more you'll find out about these different keywords. We're going to use the Pale Accord. I've already got one with these guys, with the outflank. I really like the outflank. So let's select the Pale Accord. So now, we need to check here. So we need, it's any ability with armor piercing combat step. So we need to get units that have armor piercing to do this. See? Armor piercing, armor piercing. Okay, so we're going to look at units. Let's look at all the units. The Frost Wisp is the most basic unit. These are slivers of the chorus's resonance given enough form to drift. Very pale little scouts. They send wisps ahead to the flanks where they coil through the enemy advance and burst into a bloom for killing cold. Whatever the burst touches moves slow afterwards, so the slow chorus running forward always arrives on time. Here again are all the abilities or the stats of the unit. So we've got the Marshal, which is the ability to land melee hits, their aim and ranged accuracy, their durability, how many wounds they can take, which is 3, armor, they have only 1, and they have a ranged evasion of 7. They have mental resolve of 2, resonance is 0, and movement is 8, so very fast moving guys. And they can move through walls, which is fantastic. They only have a melee attack, and they do have frost bursts. So it makes a melee attack against every adjacent unit that automatically hits, which creates a frost tile. So this is really, really good because it automatically hits, but it costs 1 essence. So we can have some scouts. I like to have maybe 2 scouts. They can scout the flanks. You can see the point cost there, 25 points, and I have 1,000 points for my army in total. So let's look at Shardlings. And I like that these, just gotta wait for it to load. They all have pretty cool like unit models. I do like them. At the moment my internet seems to be a little bit slow, so normally you can turn it around. Shardlings are small crystal fragments spun off from the chorus's excess resonance. Shardlings drift and fight as a cluster of 3 or more shards in a single coordinated swarm. A single shard is nothing, but together they whirl in dissonant clouds that fray an enemy's aim and concentration. So these ones have lower martial and aim, but they have higher durability, they have higher armor, lower dodge. So not so good against like ranged attacks, but better against melee attacks. 3 resolve, they got higher resolve than the wisps. No resonance and 6 movement. So you can see these ones have very high movement of 8. Okay, these can attack as well from ranged. And we can see their strength there, and this, they got very similar strength to those two. They have a Shiver Disruption, which enemy units within 3 tiles suffer 1 aim, so they're really good for flanking against ranged units, I think. And they'll be able to get close, because they've got, if they get close to ranged units have to use the melee attacks, and then they can dodge. Crystalline Armor. Target one other friendly unit within 3 tiles. That unit gains 1 armor for 2 turns. As part of resolving this ability, the Shardling loses 1 health. This may destroy it, so they use their health to give armor to other units. I'm not really going to use those, I don't think. Crystal Sentries. These are the Watchful Eye of a Chorus advanced crossbow-bearing constructs posted to the edges and high ground of formation, where a clear line of sight matters more than a clenched fist. They are slow, but never careless. Alright, so they are our basic ranged unit. You can see their piercing is 6. Right, so remember here it says Pale Accord unit weapons attacks and any ability that uses armor piercing combat step. Gain piercing, bonus piercing based on the target's resolve. So we want to lower people's resolve. If we look at these guys, they only have 6 resolves. That's pretty high. Alright, so we have to check how our enemies have. Must have its own quieter use. This unit makes an Overwatch attack against any enemy with a weapon range with 1 piercing for each other unit in its choir. So if we put 3 of these guys together in a choir, they do a lot of damage. But this may only be used once per phase across the whole force, so only one guy can do a vigilant volley. We also have a Frostlock shot. For 2 turns, whenever a ranged attack is made by this unit, scores at least 1 hit, we create a frost tile on each hex the target is currently occupying. So that's really good. Remember, when people are on a frost hex, they get -1 movement. So that slows people down. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I'm just going to see, maybe we want to have 3 of these. Keep them together in a group. We also have a Frost Hunter. Looks pretty cool. So the Frost Hunters are the backbone of the faction's hunting parties and right forces, shaped for the long patrol and the patient kill, ranging ahead of the Great Choirs as scouts and ritual guardians. They mark the prey, and yeah, you can read everything here. Right, the patient stock is 7 martial, 7 range, much stronger, but now it's 70 points. These guys are 65 points. Okay, also high, but look at these guys. These guys are only 35 points. You can see the difference in the martial skill. Okay, so the Frost Hunters, they got pretty high stuff. High armor, high durability, high armor. Really, really good. High resolve, and 5 movement. Not very fast. So they can mark, there's a passive, when the unit's attack scores a critical wound, you create a frost tile on each hex the target occupies. They have a basic attack with strength of 7, piercing of 6. And they can mark an enemy unit with a line of sight with 18 tiles for 2 turns. Other friendly Glacial Chorus units' attacks against the mark unit gain 1 strength. So having one of these guys is pretty cool, because he can mark people, and then people are going to attack. He also has, this is his weapon, the Battle Axe and the Returning Javelin. Very cool. So he does have a, interesting. Okay, cool. So then next one, Glacial Stalker. Oh, pretty cool looking thing. Alright, the Elite Refracted Hunter. So this is the Stealth Assassin. Standard constructs sheathed in refractive crystal that bends light around them until the watching eye simply slides away. Very cool. So these are the guys that go and kill lone little units. You could send this guy to the back and maybe take a so you can send this guy to maybe take a strategic point that's got one little guy on it. A lot of people will put one unit at the back. I do it as well. And these guys can go forward and stalk. You can never have an overwatch on it, so that's really good. Weapons gain 2 strength against enemy units that are not adjacent to any other enemy units. So really meant for assassinating solo units. Really high strength, 7 strength, 8 piercing, really cool. Refracted Step. Once per movement phase, the unit may teleport to an unoccupied tile within 3 tiles that is adjacent to a piece of terrain. This does not count as moving and does not consume the unit's movement. So you can jump behind walls and stuff. I might take one of those guys, that seems pretty cool. Now look at our points, we've got 1,000 there. The Resonant Templar, I feel like these are your backbone of your forces. I used them quite a lot in the game I played against the AI. These are the Towering Knight constructs, broad frames of bladed ice and crystal ribbed with organ pipes that turn their every movement into a low, carrying drone. They're very slow. 5, it's pretty much similar to these. These guys are 7, these guys are also 5. They're not too slow, they're all, you know, kind of a slow units. High martial, high aim, durability is great, armor is great. They have a little bit of dodge, not too much. High resolve, and they can fire both. I killed a lot of people just using their vibro cannons. The Resonant Guard, while it's part of a choir, each redirect damage unit receives is reduced by 1. So if we take these, we put 3 of them, they'll make a choir together. And they also have the Organ Crescendo. Target a tile within 10 tiles, line of sight not required. This unit makes 3 ranged attacks against every enemy unit within target tile and within 1 tile of it, using strength 6, piercing 5, damage 1. Additionally, you create frost on those tiles. Really cool. So these guys are our backbone strong guys. 140 points. Really, really big. 8 hit points. Okay. Now we have to choose a character. So there's 3 characters here. There's the Chanter. There's a living tuning fork and harmonic presence. He holds together the glacial chorus as one coherent will. Alright. They calibrate formation intervals, stabilize dissonant fractures between units, and bind separate voices into one tempo, so they never collapse under pressure. Right, let's see. So martial not too high, range not too high. 6 and 5, it's pretty mid-level. High durability 6, He's got 7 hit points and 5 armor, so it's pretty mid-level stuff, but his resolve is very high. 9, that's the highest I've seen so far. And he's got 2 resonance, so that makes resonance, it makes essence for us. Now, his passive, while his unit has his own choir, he gains 1 resonance for every other non-chaff units in its choir, up to a maximum of 3. So you can put him with the Resonant Templar, and they make a nice little choir. He does have his staff, which is a melee attack. He can crescendo for 3 essence. If he has his own choir, he grants a friend unit in his choir 1 action point this action phase, so maybe this guy can shoot twice. Harmonize, choose a friendly unit within 4 tiles that does not have its own choir. That unit may make a move of up to 4 tiles that ends exactly 2 tiles away from this unit. So if you want to bring a unit that's out of the choir into the choir, use this ability for 1 essence and bring it in the reaction phase. You can see there its reaction. The Huntmaster. Veterans of the Chorus's long hunts, warrior constructs wrapped in worked fur and hide, sent out for seasons at a time to range the deep glaciers. Again, one that should be a bit by himself. Only got 5, so very similar to the Frost Hunters, or to go out by themselves. High resolve, got a bit of ranged evasion, got lots of armor, lots of durability, very high melee and ranged. So he's a bit of a hunter-killer guy. Let's look at his abilities. He has the passive First Blood. His attacks gain 1 to hit test and 1 to strength against enemy units at full health, so he's really good for attacking full health units. He will get an extra chance to hit and an extra strength. His hunting axes are really strong. 7 strength, 8 attacks, so he rolls 8 dice to hit. 5 piercing, really good. 8 range, 8 attacks, 7 strength, 5 piercing, really good. 2 damage per wound, and this one also does 2 damage per wound. Bring it down together, his action for 2 essence. If he has his own choir, he makes a basic attack against an enemy unit with his melee weapon if the target is within melee range, otherwise ranged weapon following normal targeting rules. If the target survives, you choose another friend unit in the unit's choir that is able to make a basic attack against the same unit, and that unit will immediately make one. Really cool, so you can have a double attack with him attacking and one of his choir attacking. But I suppose I would take him if I'm going to put him together with maybe like a group of Frost Hunters, then he can range with them. Otherwise, you know, I suppose it could be ranged. He could go with these guys too. Closing the hunt, make a ranged attack with this unit's hunting axes, then move up to 4 tiles, then make a melee attack. That's really cool. I feel like he would work better with a couple of Frost Hunters. Then we have the Refraction Seer. Refraction Seers are the Chorus's mirror prophets, constructs whose crystalline minds split every moment into its possible angles, the way a prism splits light. So this guy's a little bit higher than the Chanter. Chanter's 6 and 5. The Seer's got 6 and 7, much better aim. 6 durability, 5 armor. This guy also 6 and 5. This guy's definitely the higher fighter, the better fighter. Got 6 ranged evasion, which is higher than his and higher than his. We have 8 morale, 2 resonance, and 5 movement. He's got both these attacks, strength 8, 14 range on his. That's pretty good. His range is only 8. So he's got a much longer range, much better for firing from far away. Choose a friendly unit with 6 tiles. The unit gains 2 aim for 2 turns, so we can actually make one of ours stronger. Prism Split, make a ranged attack against enemy unit within this unit's ranged weapon range and line of sight. If that attack deals damage to the target, the beam refracts. It targets up to 2 other enemy units within 2 tiles. So good for firing into groups. That's really cool. And Mirror Ward, choose a friendly unit within 4 tiles. The next single target ranged damaging attack or ability targets that unit before the start of your next turn is reflected. It resolves itself against its resource instead, so it reflects back. That's pretty damn cool. I think I'm going to take this guy. So now we're up to 995 points, which means we can't take one of these. So we do have 2 heavy walkers, so we could streamline this a little bit and take one of these guys. We need 230 points to do it. Alright, so he has 13 hit points. I had one of these in my last group. This is a Cathedral of Tuned Crystal mounted on slow grinding treads of ice. A mobile amplifier built to carry the chorus song past the limit of any single voice. So this thing has only 5 martials, not very accurate, only 5 range, but it has 9 durability and 8 armor, so it's a bit of a tank. 10 morale just to stand there and take units. Carrying Tone, while this unit has its own choir, every unit in its choir gains 6 range on its ranged weapons and any ability that specifies a range. That's awesome. So that means we could put him with these guys and they would get how much range? They would get 20 range. That's really great. So we can stand and pot shot on people from far away. His attack is 4 attacks at strength 9 with piercing 5, damage 4. So it's big damage, but his accuracy is very low. Choose an enemy unit with 6 tiles for 2 turns. That our unit suffers -2 armor. And Resonance Overload costs 10 essence. This unit makes 2 attacks against every enemy unit within 6 tiles using 10 strength, 6 piercing, 3 damage. These automatically hit. Line of sight is not required. That's great. Costs us 10 essence, but that's a fantastic attack. Right, Glacial Organ. This is the Chorus's War Idol, a colossal walking pipe organ built from compressed glacial ice. Frame-ribbed with resonance chambers and crowned with pipes that rise from its shoulders and back. Alright, this guy's got 6 martial and 7 ranged. Much better than this guy. He costs 240 as well. 9 durability, 7 armor. So we look at this one. This is 9 and 8. 2 ranged, evasion, 8 resolve, 1 resonance, and 5 movement. Alright, so this guy has a subsonic stagger. When its attacks score 1 or more critical wounds against the enemy, it becomes staggered for 2 turns. While staggered, each of that unit's abilities that cost 1 or more essence costs 1 more. Has a 16 range sonic cannon with 10 strength. That's really strong. Glacial Claw has 4 attacks at strength 9 with piercing 8. Really, really good. The Sonic Cascade is its action. 2 essence to target 1 visible tile within 10 tiles. The unit makes a ranged attack with its Sonic Cannon against every unit on that tile and within 1 tile of it, unless separated by a wall. Enemy unit taking damage from this attack has -1 dodge. Really good. Shattering Note. Make a ranged attack with this unit's Sonic Cannon against the enemy unit currently standing on any frost tile. This attack gains 2 piercing. Alright, so those 2 are pretty good. If we wanted to put in one of these, we'd have to remove people. I'm going to try without these 2 big guys and just try with this Refraction Seer. We're going to play with this army. This is the Glacial Chorus, and we're going to try and take them. We need to name the force. So Glacial Chorus Force. I'm going to call this, call it Noob Vibes 1. Okay, Noob Vibes 1 is ready. Let's go back. There they are, Noob Vibes 1. So if we go back here, we're going to just do a training sim. We'll try and play some this weekend. We'll maybe play some multiplayer games and show you guys how that goes. We're going to play against a normal army the same amount as us and start versus AI. Right, so this is our army. This is theirs. They are playing 3 Fog Phantoms, 3 Mistbound Archers, 3 Threshold Walkers. I actually forgot to show you guys something which I will just now. You can actually, we had only 5 points left, so we didn't have enough to, but you can actually add to your unit some things as well. I'll show you guys at the end. So onto our battlefield, we first have to place our units. Remember, we want to use these, so we're going to put a Frost Wisp over there. Left clicking, we want to use this Frost Wisp to go and grab that one. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to have our archers together. This Frost Hunter is kind of going to go behind our other guys. We're going to have these. Yeah, we're going to have these guys here. Just being a little bit slow at the moment. And the Refractions here behind them. This guy's got Infiltrate, the Glacial Stalker, so he can be placed here. We're going to place him there. And then we've got our Crystal Sentries, and they are going to come up behind. 1, 2, and 3. My internet seems to be a little bit slow at this moment in time. Alright, so I've got my chorus here. This guy's going to mark people from behind. We have quite a bit of time, so you don't have to feel too rushed. And we've got the one old boundary here, the one place we want to keep here. My brain is not working right now. Right, there we've set up everybody. We've got the one critical location here. We've got another one there. So that scores us points later on. And we just click ready. and then it's going to go in the phases. Our opponent will start behind those walls over there. It tells you he goes first. We have preparation. It tells you what you get. First player starts with 1 essence, and the second one with 2 in the collective pool. Resonance reduced by 1 for all units, and no rights or drawn. Those are the rights over here. And he gets to move first. So movement happens, then actions happen. We both get a chance to move and act first. Get all this time to move. It's a really long time, almost 4 minutes. So you can really take his time. You don't have to rush. We can look at the units and see what's there. Twilight Keeper, High Marshal, low range. So we could actually just try and shoot at this guy. He's got high durability and armor. So we can have our reaction phase now. Reaction will be here. And it will show you that you can do reactions and actions. So you could like go through all your guys. Here's a reaction, counterattack. We don't have that. Here's a reaction, Mirror Ward. We don't want to do that. This one can Vigilant Volley. There's nobody within range that we can hit. So we can just left click it again. Don't think anyone can hit. Yeah, we're all good. So we've got no reactions to do. We can just skip the reaction phase. Now he gets to do his actions. Here it tells you what's happening at the bottom right here. So he's making an attack against that guy. He killed him. Oh my, that's not very good. But he raised an echo. That was a really good attack. Yo, got a crit. So my guy only has 3 hits. So now it's my turn to move. I'm a bit irritated about that because this guy was going to go and take this out. So what are we going to do? We're going to have to shoot. So we want to move these guys here. We want to shoot this guy. We're going to move there. And this guy is going to go here. These guys are going to go here. Left clicking is all we're doing. Left click to move. Got a nice big chorus here, and this guy is going to go here. This dude has his refracted step. Now he's got 7 martial and dodge, ranged evasion. That's pretty good. There's a lot of guys here. We can hide behind walls. So if we do this, I don't think I want to use this. He has disengage. He's only got melee attacks. So she has 2 strength enemies, so not just. I think we could do that. I think we're going to do this. No? No? No. Okay, it's showing me I can only... I'm a bit confused about that. Within 3 tiles and adjacent to a piece of terrain. So this is not adjacent, so we can't do any of that. So we can move here. And then we can move... we can't. We can only move there. It has to be adjacent to the terrain. And we can then move close to this guy. So now we're engaging this guy, and we're going to get our passives. +2 strength against enemy units not adjacent, so this guy is not adjacent, and we get Refraction Veil. So that's 1. We've moved all these guys. This guy's going to stay here and guard this. He's the only one left to move. So that's all our movement points. We're going to do that. The bot gets its reaction. They didn't do any reaction, so here we go. We're going to attack this guy. And we killed him. Easy. So that was a really... Twilight Keeper is, I think, one of their better units. We can't see him right now. So yeah, I can't show you what he did. I should have checked beforehand, but Twilight Keeper is pretty good. So Twilight Keeper's gone. We use the right guy. Next, we can shoot. So he's got a range of 14. We've got the Organ Crescendo. We'd rather use that like over here. We could do that over there. Organ Crescendo is gonna hit all of those guys. So we have done Fog Phantom. We've taken 2 hit points off him. We've taken 2 hit points off the other one. Here we can only hit this guy and this guy. So let's have a look and see. This guy's got 4 aim. He has 7 ranged evasion. Not great. He has 6 ranged evasion. We can't hit him. That's our guy. So we can really only hit this guy. This guy has strength 7. We can even hit those guys at the back. So let's look at these guys. This guy's ranged evasion is 7. This guy's range, they have a really high ranged evasion, all of them. So we're going to try it anyway. Let's see what we can do here. The refractions here. Can't do any of these things right now. Can't do any of these things. So we're just going to shoot at people. So let's shoot. We're going to shoot at this guy. And we hit 3 hit points off him. Really good. Again. Dead. Very nice. Who has got left? Can't shoot anyone, so that's not going to help. We got this guy. Can't shoot anyone. I think that's all we can do. We can't hit anybody. Everyone's out of sight, out of line of sight. We've killed everyone that we needed to kill. I think that's it. Yeah. We have lost this because we moved our guy off it, so it'd be better if we move someone onto it. We can do that next turn. This is probably going to come and take ours. That's all we can do. Actions are done. You can see here who still has to act, but like these can't hit anyone. Their actions are no good. So let's confirm. Now we'll score. It's his round to score, so he will score his points and get his essence. Now it's movement. So they're moving behind the walls, so I can't shoot them. We'd have to move like this way or this way to shoot them. I'd move this way rather, because then these guys can't run this way around. Okay, he doesn't make it to this, so that's great. I get to take reaction shots. It says no one can, so we'll just end phase. Now the bot gets to take his actions. They're transferring power to Mistbound Archer, giving +2 weapon strength and -1 durability. So the Fog Phantoms can do. They're using their durability to improve the attack. I find the AI does this a lot, and it doesn't seem to help them. Then I score and I get my essence. So we both scored 3. We both got a place. Okay, now it's my turn to move. So remember, this guy is very good against people who are next to him, and he can't be overwatched. So we're going to move him in here, so he can take a hold of this place, and he gets his bonuses to this cull. So that's where he's going to move. We're going to move guys this way, here, and I'm going to keep these 3 guys near each other, so they're going to make a chorus. I think we'll move this guy in with them. Right, these dudes are going to move not this way. I'm not sure. If I put them here, they could be attacked. They have very low strength for this. So I feel like I need to keep these guys kind of all together. See, there's a chorus. I know I'm not getting so many like good angles, but I do have an angle here, and I have an angle here. If people hide behind this, I can't do anything. This wisp is not going to move. I feel like it's safer to keep them together. This guy's doing his business out here. He can't be shot. He might be ganged up upon, but then I can move my archers this way and just fire into this group. So hopefully that's okay. Movement is done. And we'll go to the opponents. I get my action. Their reactions were nothing. This guy He can... Oh, Organ Crescendo. I can still Organ Crescendo. But I think I'm just going to use this guy. Forest Hunter can quarry. I can quarry this, but this is going to die. I think I'm going to quarry that. Can I do it? Needs to be within 18 tiles for 2 turns, yeah? I'm going to cast quarry on that guy. This dude is just going to shoot this thing. It's dead. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now I gain this. This guy gets to make his attack against this guy. Gets down 18 damage dealt. He's down to 3 hit points. That's pretty good. Who else can shoot? Can shoot. We'll shoot this guy. We can do Frostlock Shot. Let's do this. Frostlock Shot. Enters Frostlock Shot stance. Good. Let's do that. Fire at the Mistbound guy. He's dead. We got him. We can shoot this guy. So he's in Frostlock Shot. We can shoot this guy. He didn't hit him. Frostlock Shot. We'll hit this guy. Got him. He's dead. Who else gets to go? He goes. We get an Organ Crescendo, but that's not going to work. We can't hit any of these guys, so that's no good. Organ Crescendo doesn't work. Shot doesn't work. They're all out of range, they're all hiding behind things. This guy can Prism Split. Don't think we can hit these guys, yeah. Focusing Lens. Choose a friendly unit. That unit gets +2 aim. Don't need it. I think we're okay. We can't hit anyone. So we're all good. And our Frost Wisp is going to stay there. Yeah, that's it. We're going to end our turn. We score, or the opponent scores. We've got defined borders here. So I need to do this. 1 point for each board edge you have a unit within. So we can actually put people in the board edge. So if I just put some guys, all my units on this side, we're going to be able to do stuff. Reaction shot. We have a Vigilant Volley. Ooh. So let's see who's got. He's got 7. He's got less. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. Can I do it? No valid targets. Okay, so he can't. He's got no valid targets. Mirror Wood. No, don't need it. No, no. Reactions, no, no. Nobody can do anything, so we're gonna end. Training bot gets to take their actions. I feel like they can't shoot, they can overwatch. They can't overwatch this guy, but they can shoot. See, they're doing it again. Transferring their power between themselves. That doesn't seem like it's a good idea. I score my points. You know, here you can score these as well. If you control 4 objectives, perfect defense, lose 0 units, I think we can get this. We are in round 3 now, so we can get this. If we lose no units this round, we'll be fine. And if a non-echo unit that didn't move makes a kill, we'll score. Unfortunately, this guy, though he can Refracted Step. You don't have to, though. So we could just move here, and then he's engaging this guy. He'll attack next phase. We want to keep this Frost Hunter here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move these guys here. So now, oh, now I have to, no, sorry, I have to infiltrate. I changed. I've made a mistake. This has changed. So I can cycle 4 essences I could cycle this. This is not what I had before. I'm not going to be in their deployment zone, so I'm actually going to use my essence to cycle it. Score 2 objective, you control the opponent, control the turn start. It's not useful. Alright, so I've done a bit of a boo-boo here. I'm going to move these guys up. I made a bit of a mistake there by not reading before I moved. But that's okay. I'm still winning. I think I'm okay. These guys are in the wrong place now, but it doesn't really matter. I can move them forward a little bit. This guy's going to stay here and guard this. I wanted to have these things guarding here, but unfortunately they killed my guy. That's all the movement I need to do. Now they get to react, and I get to do my actions. So let's attack this guy. I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill him. Nope, 3 hit points, but we'll kill him with this. Let's Frostlock shot and kill this guy, hopefully. Nope, didn't do it. It's 2 turns, so you should be fine. Let's try again. Got him. Didn't create frost. I thought I was in Frostlock shot. I can see I'm not in Frostlock shot. I should have checked that. Okay, and this guy Frostlock shot. Let's fire. We did 2 damage. That's really good. This guy, what we're gonna do? Ooh, we can do that. No, we can't. We don't have the line of sight. Oh. Okay, so focusing a lens, no. You really have bad line of sight here, guys. It's so irritating, the wall. Okay, so I can't do anything with this guy. This guy, Organ Crescendo, can't do. Ranged attack, can do. Killed him. Nice, and we've got Frost there as well. We can't shoot those guys, they're behind the wall. This guy can't shoot anybody, can't do Organ Crescendo. I feel like that's all we can do. The Hunter can mark an enemy unit. I think we need line of sight for that, so no valid targets, as it says there, no valid targets. And that's all we can do. We're going to end the turn. He gets his points, and its Essence Surge is there. He gets to move. He's trying to run down this way. He's running his guys out from here, actually. He's got a guy here. I get to do my reactions. So this guy can choose a friendly ward within 4 tile. I don't have 4 tile 1. I actually wanted to do this guy. I can't do that. So we won't worry about that. Vigilance Volley. No valid targets, as you can see down there, no valid targets. Nope, don't think we have anything to do. He gets to take his actions. He's going to do his thing again. And I score my points. So I am very, very much winning this game. Playing against PvP will definitely not be this easy. And now I get to move my guys. So what I need to do here is units within 6 tiles of the board center spend 3 essence as action, 2 points per use, max 3 uses. So I need to spend essence. So let's see what I can do. We're going to go here. I have to be in the center, yeah. I'm going to go here. That guy spends essence. We're going to bring these guys up. I'm going to make a beeline for the opponent's side there. This guy's going to stay here and give me victory points. He's going to stay here and give me victory points. That is it. Let's end movement. This guy's just guarding the center. He doesn't need to do anything. No Overwatch shots can do. Alright, now I need to spend 3 essence as action. I need to spend 3 essence. Here we go. Essence sacrifice. Oh, there we go. Essence sacrifice. There we go. I did that. But that's my turn. Oh, great. So this guy can't. You can do it. So essence sacrifice. And this guy can do it. Essence sacrifice. I shouldn't have used this guy for it because he could have hit somebody. We can hit this guy, so we're going to use that. And then we're going to shoot this guy. We did 2 damage. Very nice. We've gotten our 6 points. So that was really good. Make a ranged attack. In line of sight. If it does refract, I'm not going to bother with that. Can I choose myself? Can't choose myself. Have to choose someone else. I think I can shoot this guy. And we killed him. So he was hiding. So we got the line of sight here on this guy. This guy cannot hit anyone. Oh, he can. Beautiful. Killed that guy. So we've killed most of their forces. And I think that means we are definitely going to be winning. I don't think anyone else can shoot. Can't hit that guy either. He can though. Did 1 damage, but he got all ice over there, so that's great. This guy's not going to do anything. This guy's not going to do anything. That's it. We scored our right. Very nice. We also scored this. Perfect defense. He scores his point, gets his essence. If we make a kill without moving, we'll get something. He's moving 1 point. I get a reaction shot. He doesn't have anything. Doesn't have anything. No. He can do his little thing where he gives someone a ward. I'm not going to bother with that. All good. We're done. No reactions. Training bot gets his action. He's just going to do his transferring thing. That's why I'm not too worried. We've got walls blocking us. And I get a lot of points. I get a new right. Now I have to advance a claim. 2 VP per objective you control that you didn't hold at the start of the turn. So you can see it will highlight them. It's only those 2. I don't think I can make it to them. I can do refracted step. No, I can only refracted step to here. But then I can move him all the way there. So that is going to score me 2 VP because I now control this. All I have to do with these guys is put them here. And now I control the middle one too. And with these guys, I need to make a move this way. I'll go there. It's fine. The other guys are not going to move. That's my movement. He gets to react. He doesn't have any reactions. Now I get to act. I can make a ranged attack against an enemy unit. So it will within 2 tiles. Nobody's within 2 tiles, so I'm not worried about it. I can give a friendly unit to aim. This guy I don't think can reach anybody. I think all my guys are out of line of sight. So I'm not going to bother with any of that. He can't even shoot them. So not going to bother with that. This guy though can do this. Organ Crescendo. I like that they can shoot over tiles. So Organ Crescendo. That does 2 damage, and Organ Crescendo will hit this guy at the back. Very nice. That's all we're going to do. Oh wait, I did a bit of boo-boo. I didn't move anyone onto this. That was a bit silly. These guys were supposed to move on to this thing. That's okay. I'm going to score extra VP for getting this. There we go. And I win the game after 5 rounds by 41 points to 15. As you can see, the simple bot not too hard yet. It's much better for you to give yourself a harder training simulation or just enter the arena. I'm just going to go back quickly to managing forces and show you guys the last thing. You can see down here there are these. And so if we had space and we wanted to like organize our troops a little bit differently, what we could do is assign one of these things to a different unit that's already in our force by paying the cost. So this one is 15. So if I wanted to give this Frost Wisp the extra 2 movement, I have to spend 15 points and click this while I've selected him. So I'd select the Frost Wisp, then select Restless Crystal, and it would go onto him. But I can only have 1 unit with each of these. I can't put Restless Crystal on everybody. So there is a limit. And that is the Glacial Chorus, guys. And that is Rites of Accord. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys will jump into the game. Remember, the first few people who comment on the bottom of the video will get the free code to unlock this faction, the Glacial Chorus. I will send it to you privately. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on Rites of Accord. I'm going to be playing multiplayer this weekend. I hope to see you guys there. Have a fantastic night. Adios.